I mean, I would describe it as God tier level trolling to just trigger a full-on China syndrome to own the libs in perpetuity.
What's more fun, the winning or watching the left implode?
It is ma'am.
Day after day as Donald Trump reveals another cabinet pick.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, what?
And the pick that he revealed last night has sent the Democrat Party into an oblivion. They are absolutely peppering their anus for what's coming.
I have other questions. I'm sitting here with my father. I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Sounds like a shakedown, doesn't it, Director?
I'm not going to get into commenting.
You seem deeply uncurious about it, don't you? Almost suspiciously uncurious. Are you protecting the Bidens?
Absolutely not. The FBI does not has no interest in
You won't answer the
protecting
question
anyone.
about whether or not that's a shakedown, and everybody knows why you won't answer it. Because to the millions of people who will see this, they know it is. And your inability to acknowledge that is deeply revealing about you. You preside over the FBI that has the lowest level of trust in the FBI's history. People trusted the FBI more when J. Edgar Hoover was running the place than when you are. And the reason is because you don't give straight answers. You give answers that later a court deems aren't true. And then at the end of the day, you won't criticize an obvious shakedown when it's directly in front of us. And it appears as though you're whitewashing the conduct of corrupt people.
Respectfully, Congressman, in your home state of Florida, the number of people applying to come work for us and devote their lives working for us is over 100%.
We're deeply proud of them, and they deserve better than you.
And the news that just broke about Donald Trump nominating Matt Gaetz as Attorney General is essentially a thermonuclear warhead on the deep state.
The deep state thermonuclear warhead. You heard that, Jack Posobiec. And I firmly agree with that. I think what is happening right now has unhinged the deep state.
No, but man, I never felt so alive.
It's unhinged the Democrat Party, and people are freaking out and melting down. They have nowhere to hide. They are going to start gathering their belongings and fleeing the country because Matt Gaetz went to the same law school as Thomas Jefferson. You can like Matt Gaetz, you can love him, whatever you want, love or hate, but Matt Gaetz is coming. And he is coming for the people that have infringed on your rights. Donald Trump knows how to do two things: win and trigger the left. You know what makes me feel really good? A good night's sleep. And there's nothing better to help you with a good night's sleep than knowing that everything you own is taken care of. When it comes to security, most homeowners think about things like video cameras, security alarms, deadbolt locks to keep their property safe. But home protection goes beyond safeguarding your physical space. What about the digital space? Scammers are getting more sophisticated now, and they don't need to break into your home to steal for you. The FBI calls this scam house stealing, where scammers can access your home's equity by filing fraudulent documents with the county, transferring ownership of your property without you knowing. And because our property records are public, that means anyone can access your information. The scariest part, you likely won't find out until unpaid loan bills or foreclosure notices start filling up your mailbox. But by then, the damage has been done, and you're left with a legal and financial nightmare. The best thing you can do for your personal security is to make sure that your most valuable asset is secure in every way. That's why I protect my home with Home Title Lock, and you should too. Home Title Lock monitors your property records, alerts you of any changes, and if you're a victim, jumps in with their team of restoration experts to resolve it for you. You can get a 30-day free trial or triple lock protection and a complimentary title history report by going to the HometitleLock.com and using promo code BIKER. Or click on the link in the description. That's HometitleLock.com. Promo code BIKER. Don't wait until it's too late.
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
President-elect Trump intends to nominate Matt Gaetz to run the Department of Justice. What was your immediate reaction when you heard that?
Well, it must be the worst nomination for a cabinet position in American history. Gaetz is not only totally incompetent for this job, he doesn't have the character. He is a person of moral turpitude. And notwithstanding how difficult it may be politically, this is a nomination the Republican Party should oppose.
John Bolton is on many levels, people would call him a war criminal. So for him not to like Matt Gaetz makes me feel good, because John Bolton could have been one of the worst picks that Donald Trump made in his previous administration. And I think that's something Donald Trump has really thought about over the last 3 years and 10 months under the Biden administration. He has thought about who he can put in place that's going to have his back. He has thought about who has had his back while he's been out of office. And Matt Gaetz has been an absolute savage for the deep state and the Democrat Party. I like Matt Gaetz. When this many people don't like him, I love him. It makes me love him even more. Is Matt Gaetz perfect? No, not at all. But we all have our flaws. Matt Gaetz has his flaws, but I'll tell you what one of them isn't. His mouth. And he opens his mouth and he spits absolute truth at the Democrat Party.
Every time I turn around, they're engaged in surveillance or list building or monitoring, and I don't care if it takes every second of our time and every ounce of our energy. We either get this government back on our side or we defund and get rid of, abolish the FBI, CDC, ATF.
Hell yeah.
You think he'll get confirmed by the Senate?
Then meet the recess. He's the Attorney General. Suck it up.
That is Thomas Massie going up the escalators. Reporter says, do you think he'll get confirmed? He doesn't need to. The Senate's in recess, and Thomas Massie tells us exactly what the liberals need to do. Suck it up. He's the Attorney General.
You can clear it all up for us right now. Will the Department of Justice provide to the committee all documents, all correspondence between the department and Alvin Bragg's office and Fonnie Willis's office and Letitia James's office?
The offices you're referring to are independent offices of state.
I get that. The question is whether or not you will provide all of your documents and correspondence. That's the question. I don't need a history lesson. Did you ever have a family member profit off of the notoriety of any case that you sat over?
Say again, you're asking
yes or no?
You're asking me to comment on a case currently.
Well, it seems you're connecting the dots, Mr. Attorney General. I'm just asking you as to a general principle, but you are aware that Judge Merchan's daughter was profiting off of this prosecution. You are aware that that creates the appearance of impropriety.
I think our voters expect us to have a fighting spirit. If we win this majority back in the House and we don't do what Senator Kennedy demanded, and that is to, get to the bottom of these investigations and deliver wins for our people, then shame on us. And I have a message for anybody that's looking to hire Tony Fauci to be the CEO of their pharmaceutical company or their university president. Don't plan on him being available for work too often, because Jim Jordan and I are going to have him before the House of Representatives answering questions. And I sure hope he doesn't plan to retire in my beautiful Florida like so many people do. I think he ought to retire where he can be closer to his work in Wuhan, China.
Matt Gaetz, that's whenever he was a congressman. Now he's got more power as an attorney general. And you saw there he was interviewing Merrick Garland, discussing, what the appearance would be of impropriety from the Justice Department. Merrick Garland came this close to being a Supreme Court justice. And he has allowed the weaponization of the Justice Department against an American citizen. More importantly, a former president. And Matt Gaetz is coming. Guns blazing.
My colleague says we've passed the strongest border bills in history. Well, guess what? Look at the border right now. We didn't use sufficient leverage in the debt limit or in any other thing to actually get results on the border. The border is a disaster, really something I don't think you're going to be campaigning on, that you fix the border.
Oh, baby. Matt Gaetz goes scorched earth on the Democrat Party. I love it. They are imploding. Their minds are melting. And with every appointment Donald Trump makes, you heard Fetterman call it God tier level trolling. I love it. You love it. More importantly, America loves it because we're getting our country back. We're getting our Constitution back. We're getting our freedoms back. If that's important to you, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. Join the channel as a member. Get access to a private, members-only Patriot Club. We're going to do some live streams for members only. You get to ask me exactly what I think, unfiltered, unfettered, and unhinged. Vet Bikers out.